Welcome to Firewood Fella. So I ended up picking up the Buck-It Lite that was made by Split-Fire at the International Firewood Expo. But I'm going to throw some clips in here from Marco talking about this Buck-It Lite and the changes that they've made and the price on it and everything like that for you guys right now. So I'm back here with Marco again, and everyone's been asking about the Buck-It Lite that I did a video on in the Escanaba show last year, and you guys made some changes to it.
Yeah. And
it's actually on the website now, officially.
Yes, officially. So the changes we made to it, of course, now it's all powder coat finished, which is great. We've put some little, not guards on it, but kind of a notification strip to make sure that your saw is a certain distance away from the front. And we got a couple different swivel mount options as well. So the main bucket, as of spring or early summer 2026, will be on the website for $255, and it has an optional hitch mount. So the hitch mount is swiveling as well too, so you can swivel it, and then there's a pin down there where you can pull the pin and lock it in position. So you can go hitch mount, or you can go to a post swivel mount too, where you can mount this, let's say, on the side of your trailer or on a stump or something like that, and you can take the bucket and just throw it in the back of your truck and go home and leave this on a stationary piece of equipment somewhere. And the chainsaw vise is also an option as well too, which is a $45 option. These little clamps magnetize to the back of the unit. If you zoom in there for a second, you kind of see it's got a slot and it just clicks in. So you pop them out. It's got two of them for each side basically. Flip your clamps, take them in position. Let's say you're out in the back 40 and you're like me and you're a little careless and you stick her in the dirt or you hit a rock. You could clamp the saw in place and you can touch it up there with your file. So just kind of a extra little bit of utility. You know, I would probably clamp this slightly higher, somewhere like that. And I can come along and I can lock it, file my teeth back into decent shape and keep going without having to head back to the shop. When you're done, the saw goes away, click it. There you go, back in business. And it's real easy. You know, you take your chunk of lumber. If it's heavier, you could do one side at a time. Toss it in there. And when it's in there, you know, you gotta be able to bounce on that sucker and put all your weight on it if you wanted to. So that's what the Buck-It Lite is. A small holder for cutting limbwood.
And then the receiver hitch is how much extra then besides the bucket?
That's $100. Yeah.
And the chainsaw mounts are
$45. Yeah. And all the pricing's on the website too. So if you have any questions, head to the website or give us a call. We're always more than happy to talk to you guys.
The reason why I picked this up is that I think it's got quite a bit of uses. You know, bucking on the ground sucks. You know, if you're doing some roadside logging or you're gonna be, you know, in the woods or in the edge of a field and you got some smaller trees you're dealing with, or if you've seen a couple recent videos of Todd's outside again, he's been taking out some treetops that loggers have left. This would be perfect for it. If you got a tractor bucket or a back hitch, you can throw rounds into a tractor bucket, or if you got a truck, you can cut them up into lengths, stick it in here, toss them in the bed, where you don't have to be bending over to buck, especially if you have a nice top handle saw. I can cut with one hand and then chuck them into the bed of the truck, but in my case, I'm gonna cut them and I'm gonna throw them in the pile of ash here so I can start splitting this up together here later on in the next couple days here before it gets too hot, hopefully this year. But I think this is a great idea, a great product. This can hold up to a 10-inch diameter log, is what they're saying. I got one of the bigger maple logs out of the pile that I can find, or that was easily accessible. So I don't know the exact size of it, but it is pretty big. So we're gonna get the Husqvarna T540 warmed up here, and we're gonna get to bucking. So this is a good example of why these little plastic tabs are important. Because I don't know if you can see, but my 16-inch cut's right here, which is going to end up right in the middle. So that's why these got these plastic tabs here, as little indicator markers of where the actual metal is. So what I'm going to do is hopefully just be able to turn this around. And now I'm past my markers here, so I can cut the end off. So whoever says a top handle can't buck firewood, they're wrong. My back is saved with that Buck-It Lite, because bucking on the ground sucks. The Split-Fire Buck-It Lite, it definitely works, and it beats bending over bucking on the ground. So I got two options. Either use a bigger saw like the 564 or the 592 with a 24-inch bar, just so I can reach the ground and not bend over as much, but it's heavy. Or do I grab the top handle and I'm hunched over then because it's only got a 14-inch bar and bucking and chucking, or I grab the 550 and do the bigger rounds, do the bigger logs with the 550, but that's only an 18-inch bar, so I'm bending over even worse. But with this, I gotta bend over once to pick up the log, put it in the Buck-It Lite, buck the rounds with the top handle, so my left hand is free that I can grab the smaller pieces and toss them right into a pile. Now, if I'm out in the woods or something like that, or on the edge of the road, I can grab them and toss them right into the pickup bed. Way easier than having to pick them back up off the ground. I think it's a wonderful design. The price point is very reasonable, and if you have smaller wood that you want to buck with, yeah, it sucks having to pick up a 10-inch log, but you can take a tractor fork or something to lift it up for you. But at that point, why don't you just buck the rounds off the forks? You know, there's a lot of different options. It can hold a 10-inch round is what they say. I don't know, I didn't measure any of the rounds I was cutting today, but I think it works great. So as I was cutting, I was thinking, a lot of this wood is kind of starting to go into spalting and drying out because of all the fungus on the bark and stuff like that. That's what creates that spalting look, and it jeopardizes the integrity of the wood for firewood purposes. But I'm not really that concerned with it because it is going to be just that, firewood. You know, so if you're trying to get heating out of it, I can understand that. This is soft maple, so I'm not really that concerned with the heating element of it because I'll be selling it to campers. But one thing I was thinking of when I was cutting is I got a buddy of mine that I owe wood to for something he did for me. And he just messaged me here this week saying he needs some wood. And I guarantee you, most of this wood of the smaller variety is going to be dry, especially if I mix in some slab wood with it. So I got an idea of what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to get the brute force out here, split up this maple, split up some ash, throw it right in the trailer and deliver it right to him, because even if it is on a little bit of a wetter side, he's going to be burning it out in an outdoor pit. He said he wants a truck bed full. I'll give him almost a trailer full, just so then I don't have to deliver it to him again. But I definitely got to get some wood here to him this weekend. So I'm thinking that might be what I'm going to be doing. Firewood fella, logging off.